I'm here with Gregori Lucas. I'm having a hard time getting on
Sorry,
the chair.
I'm on my phone because I'm sharing this video and it went through. Perfect.
It's kind of how we have to do it. Stay tuned. We're going to start the interview in a couple of minutes. If you actually want to listen to the audio, you can go over to WWWDBTV.com and the listen live button. It's easy. Click. We make it, easy peasy. So yeah, we're about to go live. You're gonna have this is gonna be probably my favorite interview. I just kind of know it. I kind of know it.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I love it. This time of year is great because so many great people come into town.
Yeah.
And I've tried to snag everybody that's here.
Wait, did you say snag or shag?
Snag. Well,
jeez.
Yeah, not on Super Zoo Week. It's just too much going on. I don't have the energy for that.
And where's this video gonna be? Just so everyone can like.
I don't know. I'll probably.
Everywhere.
It's gonna be everywhere, and I'll put it out on our social media in a couple of days. The actual video.
Being
yeah.
filmed and...
This is the raw version of the show. Okay, we're ready.
Okay.
You gonna count me down, Mr. John? Hello everyone, here we are, Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Sam here, the host of the show. We're a rock and roll show all about pets, people, and pop culture. In fact, not just ordinary people, fabulous people like Gregori Lucas here.
Fabulous?
Yes.
Jeez.
Oh, we know how to butter up our guests because we want them to come back time and time again. As I say, Super Zoo Week. Super Zoo is the big pet conference here in town. So there are exhibitors, every pet product you can imagine, food, treats, there are educational classes, and there are lots of parties, which I purposely missed out on one last night. I had to.
I took part in 3 of them.
I love that.
Hence my deep voice this morning.
Are you a Gemini?
No, I'm a Taurus.
Like, pack it in. I don't want to be missing out on anything. That's my personality. But so I took some time yesterday to really prep for this interview because I've followed Gregori for quite a long time and might be a little bit obsessed by him, just a little bit. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
And
I'm so excited.
How's Vegas treating you right
Vegas
now?
is hot.
It's horrible.
Even this morning, I have my car over here, took a car over here, and I'm in the car, like, sweating.
It's too much.
It's a little intense.
It's too much
110, I think, yesterday, the high.
Too much. Wait till we get to 122. Oh, my goodness.
Trade show is so much fun, of course.
It is a super, that's what they call it, Super Zoo, but it's super fun, but it's super huge.
Yes.
Overwhelming. How do you navigate your way through Super Zoo? What do you plan?
My business partner and I, Mark, what's that, Mark Brewy?
Yeah, I love Mark. I love you, honestly.
We have the map, and of course we're shooting for the healthy, all natural section. But of course, some of our friends own companies that are outside of that field because they were very hard to get a hold. Like they're hard to natural booths.
Yes.
But I mean, we kind of know the brands we love. We're open-minded in the sense that we can find new products. Hopefully, that's the goal of this place. But also, it's more so who's inviting. You know what I mean? Who's going to be receptive, transparent? Who's going to really go above and beyond to get our attention?
Well, and it also that aligns with your your philosophy of your business. But let's rewind first. Mm-hmm. You have a medical background in the veterinary world, correct?
Right. So I was teching, I was assisting, I was doing everything in a veterinary clinic, pharmaceuticals, everything.
So you covered
I learned a lot of base in the beginning.
Yeah.
And that really enabled me to get an idea and understanding of what certain disease processes entail.
Yep.
And how nutrition is the most important factor when we're dealing with anything in our animals.
With anything. And ourselves too.
Literally.
And ourselves too. And I feel like the last couple of years, we've got a lot more attention on it.
Yes.
We're getting there, slowly but surely. But I know that's a big passion of yours.
Yes.
A huge passion of yours. And I think because of this passion, your knowledge, your education, because you are a certified pet nutritionist, specialist.
Pet food nutrition
pet
specialist.
Food nutrition specialist.
Yes.
It's a long one, that one. But you are certified.
Yes.
And so I think with your veterinary background, with this passion for animals.
And I've surrounded myself with veterinarians that are very like-minded.
Yes.
And they're passionate. And
yes.
they refuse to give in to the stuff. I want to say it politely, but
no, I know what you mean. The norms,
yes.
the big money
yes.
is. I always say everybody has a price. He doesn't have a price because animals are more important than any kind of dollar
100%.
amount. And I think that's what I think people really, really like about you.
Right.
And it takes a lot, I think, to step out. Stick your neck out. I do it on the show all the time because there is a risk with it. You kind of roll with it and you'll deal with it because there's a lot of criticism comes along with that.
And there's not enough voices.
No,
we are the voices of our animals. I look at it like this. I've sacrificed my privacy, I guess you could say, to throw myself online.
Yes.
To really teach as many people as we can teach.
Yes,
and
I was saying yesterday because we were at Dr. Karen Becker's booth yesterday. It's the best.
What's
booth.
up, Karen?
The best booth at the whole event with the most. I'm looking around and I'm going, look at these people, these influencers that are here that are sticking their necks out. They know their stuff and they're prepared to do it because they just love animals, and we want animals to live longer, be healthier, because they are living shorter lives. And it's not right. I was just saying they're not with us long enough as it is anyway. So we don't want to shorten their lives by not feeding them right, not treating them right, and just the information's out there and it's new, and new stuff's coming. It's really exciting times. Actually.
And all of us that were at the booth yesterday, where we were hanging out, that's like the group of people that are putting themselves out there, and we are making. As Dr. Becker says, we're making waves in the industry, and we're making people talk, and we're making people realize that there is right and wrong. There's certain things that you just kind of got to take slow to become comfortable with.
Yes, and I think raw feeding is a big thing.
Yes.
I was the same. It took me a while, but I was going bit by bit, and then I mastered it.
Oh, yeah.
And then you start seeing these changes, and you cannot believe these changes in your pets. One example is I found my dog in the desert. He'd been dumped out there 6 months.
Yeah.
I only found out because someone had been trying to save him for 6 months. It wasn't their dog. They could never catch him. Smart little thing. So after 6 hours running around in high heels, they did. I finally got him cornered. I was like, oh. And
even now you're in heels.
I know. I love a heel.
Yes,
I love a heel.
fabulous.
I could just be barefoot, really. But when I found him, you can imagine what he was like after being in the desert for all that time. And I would say the worst thing, apart from being matted and covered in poo and all this stuff, were his ears. Bleeding, infected. You'll never see anything like it. I felt like I could never get them clean. It was like never ending, these ears. Now, what I found, we got a hold of it, but I found that this one ear it was just persistent, but through going to raw.
Yes.
Bit by bit by bit, gone.
Inflammation
in the body. There's no ear washers. We're not in anything like that. We're doing nothing but feeding raw. So there's a lot to be said for your personal experiences as well as the science. And we've all seen these incredible changes.
Yes.
So you can't deny it.
I know. And then a lot of veterinarians that I've spoken to, like, show me studies. And I say, well, here's case studies.
Yes.
Here's other veterinarians successfully healing animals through the crazy things that we talk about. Yeah. In air quotes, by the way.
Well, I think I think with anything where dollars can be at stake for any kind of industry, whatever products they're selling, when someone comes along and says, well, you can just kind of buy your food without buying it from a pet store or whatever, and you can actually cure some things yourselves. Yeah. Some of these big companies I've
seen that firsthand in the three conventional veterinary clinics that I've worked in. Yeah. We were selling all the prescription diet. We were pushing all of the drugs, the flea, tick, mosquito, chemicals, pesticides, insecticides, you name it. Yeah. And that's why I think I'm just, you know what? I'm just going to call it out. I'm going to call it like it is. Yeah. You don't like it? Sorry, but that's just the truth of it.
It is the truth, and there's nothing wrong with the truth. It takes a lot sometimes to... I mean, do you ever think, oh, shall I say this? I mean, I've done that. I was like, I know it's going to come.
Yeah.
And you just go, no, I have to do it. Yeah. I just have to take a deep breath.
There are moments that I literally just turn my phone off because I know if I respond, it's going to cause a whole wave of issues. But also at the same time, I feel like it's my responsibility to respond because nobody else is, and nobody else is talking about it.
I feel the same way. I feel exactly the same way. I feel like we have a duty of care when we actually know what is right.
100%.
And I think we're very similar in that we are quite black and white, as in delivery.
Yes.
You know, I'm not a sugarcoat person, because sometimes people don't get it when you sugarcoat. No, you can't feed that.
Yeah.
You know, that's terrible. That's nutritionally abusing your pet.
Yes.
But I'll help you.
But also, I think it's so important, especially in a store. In my store, we implement, of course, politeness. Be nice about things. And how can we break them down to the level in which people will understand in the beginning, and then kind of progress into a more aggressive state of, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. And that whole transition sometimes is fragile for some people.
It is. I spoke to Mark yesterday, and I said, you know, he was like, we just got to get him, you know, open and listening. And I'm going, yeah, that's like the gateway.
Oh, 100%.
Like a
goat's milk. Goat's milk is the gateway drug.
He loves his goat's milk. That's Mark. But once they do that one thing and they see this, then it's a little domino effect. And I think that's what I love about what you're doing with your stores. It's so unique, because I think there's such an amazing educational element that you don't get when you go to a pet store.
Thank you.
You've got resources.
Yes.
You've got a list of veterinarians that people can go to that align with your values and what is out there science-wise and research and those kind of things. That is so valuable.
And it's cool, because I've started gathering videos that veterinarians are sending me. They're basically saying raw food's awesome, fresh food is awesome. Raw is sometimes scary, but fresh food is healthy, and here's why. So veterinarians have been sending videos kind of telling a story about a case that they've seen recently and how fresh food has changed. It's playing on the screen in our store so people can see and feel more comfortable with the idea that, you know what, there's a reason we are here. There's a reason why you walked in our door. Yes. Because you're seeking answers.
You are seeking answers, and I say, God, this model of yours, it needs to be, this store needs to be in every major city, because if I was trying to find out information, I'd need to go into your store and say, look, I want to talk about food,
right?
You know, and how do we do raw, or how do I start, or how do I just start improving what I'm already doing?
Right.
And I think that's a really good.
And that also terrifies me too. I'm going to tell you a little secret, because I literally will get home and I'll sit in my bed and I'll be reading and doing more and more research and more, because I feel like I need to be 20 million miles ahead of myself. Yeah. Because I have to know my stuff.
You've got to back it
all up. But also, it's just overwhelming sometimes, but it's so awesome.
It is, because the research is going to keep coming.
Yes, never ending.
The personal experiences are going to keep coming, which leads me down that path of course, with people coming in and you're working with them. Tell me about like your favorite story of working with someone and then coming back and telling you what happened with their pet.
So we've seen changes in animals almost overnight. Oh. We had a customer. She started coming to our store. We'd only been open 6 months, but she started coming in December. Her cat is on phenobarbital, which is a medication used to suppress seizures and stuff. But we transitioned her to a raw food diet, transitioned her off of all the chemicals and the insecticides and different things that could have been triggering these seizures. We don't know the answer. The veterinarians were not able to find a diagnosis of where they were stemming from exactly. It's very hard sometimes in animals. But I said, you know, what are you feeding? And she told me some brands that I know are full of carcinogens, are full of toxic pesticides and crazy GMOs and sugar, carbohydrates, causing a lot of inflammation in this poor cat's body, who's an obligate carnivore, number one, that shouldn't be eating a dry diet. No. Completely dehydrating the body.
Completely, yes.
But also, just by switching food, getting the cat on some goat's milk, within 1 week of still being on phenobarbital, because of course we're not veterinarians, so we're not going to suggest anything medical. Yes. But just by giving advice of maybe, hey, feed a different food, since that, the cat has not had one seizure. 6 months ago.
So it's something in
there
that
is
range
something
of things.
in that, exactly.
Yes.
How can we be proactive in selecting all these different things for this animal? Yes. Let's take away the barriers, the barricades that are preventing this animal from healing within. Yes. And I think Dr. Karen Becker always notes the art of medicine is within the patient. It's not in pills. It's not in.
It's not.
It's how can we unlock the entire body to respond in a positive way.
Well, they say that the gut is the second brain.
Exactly. 84% of a cat or dog's immune system starts within their gut.
Within the gut.
Our gut, too.
Exactly.
If our whole microflora of good bacteria is messed up, we let allergens seep into our body. We let so many things bombard us.
They can't they can't defend their own body.
Exactly.
And I think that's so important. That's why I think I'm seeing like a lot more information on probiotics, prebiotics.
Oh my God, so important.
Goat's
milk.
Goat's milk.
Prebiotics and probiotics.
I mean,
over 200 active life strands of probiotics.
There you go. So I just think, why are you not here? I mean, really. I mean, just open a store here, please. Somebody open the store here. I just see
well,
this.
we did name Lucas and Burby Healthy Pet Markets.
Yeah, I noticed that.
For a reason. There's an S at
There's
the
a
end.
little plural.
Come on,
thing
Sam.
going
Want to open
on
one?
I know.
You're more than welcome to franchise.
It would be amazing. Actually, it would be.
One day.
A franchise would be great. Though,
Day by day, right?
Because you've already done the work. You've already done all the headache.
Yes.
You've jumped all over the hurdles.
Yes.
And you know what works, what doesn't
So
work.
that case was one that me and Mark are just so proud of,
It's
and
great.
so excited about, because that's not just the only case we've seen.
Right.
It's then sending these people to a holistic veterinarian.
Yes, I
Which
agree.
simply just means in my head a more proactive medicine
more
doctor
encompassing.
that's understanding of other modalities, because
Yes.
there are so many things that are changing the lives of our animals.
Well, they are. I mean, your friend, Dr. Melissa
Shelton.
with essential oils. It's
Yes.
popping up on the radar.
Yeah, so Animalio Essential Oils for Animals. She is kind of the leading veterinarian in regards to animal safety with essential oils.
Yeah, and I think that's a scary thing, because people hear essential oils and think they just buy any.
Right, no,
and
please do not.
Nothing's created equal in that world.
Correct.
And does she have the only line that she created just for pets?
So she has the only one that is literally and formulated, tested, and literally poured out in a lab by her, who is a veterinarian. There's no other company doing that.
Yeah.
And I think just knowing that, hey, not only is she a good friend of ours, but I trust a veterinarian more than I would trust someone that's literally selling to 2 million people across the United States.
Exactly.
There's companies that are doing that are just buying people out, and they're selling to their friends.
There are bad carrot oils, there are synthetic essential oils. What I like about her range is they're unique. Those what's the word? Not combinations, but what's the word?
Her blends.
Blends are amazing.
Right.
Yeah,
and each one is really formulated for specific ailments.
Specific, exactly.
And it's so cool, because I've seen on myself, I have chronic neck pain due to a roller coaster accident, but I've put on some of those oils, and literally it's magic.
It's
so
incredible.
cool.
So I have turned a lot of people onto her.
So I can only
product.
imagine what it's doing to the animals, because they can't tell us, but you can see differences.
I know, and cats in particular are super sensitive
Yeah.
to
So more
chemicals,
so,
aren't they?
exactly. So when we're dealing with synthetic oils, we're also dealing with the potential of toxicity occurring within the cats, because they are more sensitive, a lot more sensitive than. Dogs are very sensitive too, but there's the trust aspect of she is sourcing these oils.
Yes.
She knows exactly where they're coming from and exactly their grade level. And that's why I'm comfortable saying, you know what, here's oils. You can put it on your dog, your cat. I'm cool with it, because I know her.
And again, people come on that page and they share their personal experiences with their pets and the improvements. And she's very specific. What can be diffused, what cannot be diffused, what you would use, on your hands to pets, and how that would be administered.
Yeah. There's so many cool ways of administering oils.
There
and
are.
It's so therapeutic. Even when you're putting on like anitis, dog that has, let's say, arthritis, right? You put it on your hands, maybe you have arthritis in your fingers, literally disappears as you're putting it on your animal. Weird. But hey, we know it works.
It works.
It's crazy.
And it's not like it's a placebo, because the cat or dog does not know what a placebo is. You're like, it's a placebo, you don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
But I just think there are so many, like you say, great aspects to animal care.
Yes.
Here's, I think, the problem that the general pet parent has is there's a lot of information.
Yeah.
They might hear just a nugget, essential oils are good, I'll just get some. Oh, I heard this is really good, I'll just get this. But there's so much more information available, and it could be harmful if you don't do it the right way.
And I think it's important to note that anything that we're saying right now, me and Sam, like, always get advice from a veterinarian.
Always,
please.
yes.
I see so much online of the whole thing of confusion. Where do we begin? Start with a holistic veterinarian.
Yeah, I agree.
Present your concerns, your questions, your desires to a holistic veterinarian who can then point you in maybe the right direction. Not all holistic veterinarians are the same.
Right.
Not all holistic veterinarians will recommend the same products.
That's right,
But it's a start.
It's a really good start. And I think what we do is we just make people aware of, have you heard about pre and probiotics? You know, and then you can go to your vet and say, I read that. I'm that girl, my vet. She knows I come with a big fat list.
Oh my God.
And we have a great conversation every time.
Right.
And I'll say, I've heard about this. Does this dosage sound right? And she'll say, no, I think it needs to be a little bit more than that.
Right. And here's why.
Exactly.
Right.
So you do need that relationship. Last week I was on Fox last week talking about this very thing. When you're looking for a veterinarian, you need a relationship, because I always say our pets have kind of like, think about this. They've got their vet, they've got their chiropractor, they've got the acupuncturist, they've got the dog walker, they've got the pet sitter, the groomer.
Oh my God,
you
so
need
many.
that whole...
I want that.
Yes,
Jeez.
I need to be my dogs. But when you look at each one of those people, they have got to be like so educated, very current. I think is really important,
so important,
and open to these conversations, particularly your veterinarian.
And it's interesting. I bring my dog to 2 veterinarians. I do
You do? I know.
I do biannuals. So not that I don't trust one person, but I feel more comfortable bringing my dog to a more conventional veterinarian, and then I also bring him to one of the very best holistic veterinarians on the East Coast.
And I think you get to catch things very quickly.
Exactly. And also I get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
And I always believe there is a time and place for life-saving medication.
Oh,
there is a time and place for knowledge to be learned also. So I will literally take everything that I'm learning and throw it at this conventional veterinarian that I do see, that Theo loves.
Yeah.
But he's so open. And I think that's why I love him too, because I can share my knowledge, give him something to go home and research, and guess what? Now he can recommend that possibly to another patient in the future.
That's right.
And it's about us working together as a community, like you saw yesterday at that booth.
It was
Everybody
amazing.
is sharing information.
I was just stunned.
Everyone's
there, and everybody doing a different thing that all, you know, better the lives of pets.
Right.
But that's what I really loved about the booth. I was like, this is like the most buzzing booth ever.
Yes.
And it was kind of a lot of power there, you know. You're
and
like
I think there was like 4 veterinarians right there.
Yes, I mean, but yeah, you do. You need that. You need to have confidence in all that, and you pet store that you go to, that if you go in and say, can we talk about nutrition, that you can get that information. That's why I think your business model is so unique in that itself, that I'm like, why I would go there to discuss and what can we do. We have the best interest of your pets in mind. I know you hold, you wear your heart on your sleeve, and I really like that.
Too much sometimes.
But
I'm always crying.
It's okay, me too. But I think it lets people in, and it helps people connect with you. And I think when people connect, the platform can grow, the voice can be bigger, and we can make a bigger impact. So I do like that. I swear to God, I mean, there are times where, you know, I put something out there and it may seem controversial. It's actually not. It's a fact. What I'm putting out there, it may feel different. And then I might get some pushback on it. And then I think, oh yeah, Greggy, he just keeps going out there and doing it. And Karen goes out there doing it. And Roddy just keep going out and doing it. You know, I think we're all dealing with that side of it. Which is
and believe me, there are times when I get so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Hundreds of inbox messages, hundreds. I feel like this responsibility is just like above and beyond. But I also know that, like, I just gotta take it day by day, step by step, message by. There's so much that I want to.
What I've done recently, I've had to try and do autoresponders on business pages that funnel everybody to the website, that funnels it through into the email.
Right.
So I've been trying to do that too. But why can't we turn Messenger off? Our personal one. We can't even do an autoresponder on it, and communication is. It's overwhelming, and there are some people who get irritated when you don't get back to them straight away. But you can't. It's a
which is why
volume.
again I will say this because it is so important to say. The internet is not for emergencies. Go to your veterinarian. There are so many people that I've been contacted by. What should I do? You're not responding. My dog is this. My dog. Get to the veterinarian.
I've always said that.
And my sometimes comes off as I'm ignoring you. No, it's because I'm not a doctor.
Go to the
veterinarian.
Exactly.
Down the street, who will help you
immediately. I've had that numerous times.
Yes.
Do you think I should go to the vet? Because often time is of the essence, no matter what you're dealing with.
Right.
So don't hesitate. Just get yourself there. Don't worry about how you're going to pay for it. You'll figure it out. Okay. You'll just figure it out.
Dr. Shelton, my dog is choking. What should I go to the vet? Like,
she's
hello.
Like, on vacation. What's going on? But yeah, I think it's a very important thing to say.
Yeah.
The internet is not for emergencies. Your professionals are for the emergencies.
And it's scary to see that that's kind of what it's becoming.
Yeah, it has.
So much advice is relied upon this whole internet community, and it's.
Yeah, and then you get tagged in a lot of stuff too, and it's difficult to manage, which leads me on to you sing, you've done Broadway, that's still a big part of your life anyway, you know, singing, and then you've got this amazing business that I couldn't believe how far you've gone in 6 months. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's been 6 months. The success is amazing. Yeah. But how are you balancing work life with self-care? How are you doing that? Because I'm sure there are people that are listening in and watching it go, how is he doing that?
When I started dancing with the New York City Ballet as a kid, so let's rewind back to when I was dancing in Lincoln Center, and I was crazy all over the place. I was commuting into Manhattan every day of my life for ballet class, for high school. I went to the Professional Performing Arts High School in Manhattan, the big Fame school.
That's incredible.
So I started learning a work ethic when I was younger.
Right.
And that taught me how to balance. There needed to be balance in my life, or I was going to go crazy when I was young.
Yeah.
Balancing between class, homework, school, waking up at 5 o'clock to go back on the bus,
trying to eat at some point,
and then in rehearsals for 5 hours, then hitting the stage in Lincoln Center. There was so much going on.
Yes.
And that instilled a lot of responsibility.
Yes,
and that just made me grow faster and faster. And a little more than, I'm only 28, but I feel like I'm 50 sometimes, to be honest with you, because I've been working since I was 7. And then in between, I was doing other voiceover work. I was singing, I was recording, I was doing a lot. Which is awesome.
It is.
But it's made me today realize, you know what, sometimes I need to just go home and be alone.
Be alone.
That is the most important thing to me, is my time to...
Yeah, that's your social balance too, because you're with people all day. Right. So how do you balance that? I go home to be by myself.
Yeah.
Which is great.
So the explosion of what's going on right now currently in my life and the business and Mark's life and our whole band camp, it's sometimes we just say, you know what, enough. Yeah. Let's lock the door. Let's just chill.
Just be quiet.
And even though sometimes I was like,
right. That's on your terms, though. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But I think it is hard. I think because I think this is what you see with people who have passion about what they do. There's a drive there. There's no, it's done at 5. You just keep going.
Another really important mental health thing. My parents are both therapists. So
are they?
I grew up with this whole thing of like, keep it calm, relax. When you need help, ask. And I think that's important. When you need help, or you feel overwhelmed, or you feel like you're just tired, talk to somebody. Whether it's a friend or my life coach, who I see every week. I have no problem telling the world that. I see a life coach every week because I know that I have to keep balance in my life.
It's your self-care.
I have to keep reality. I have a tattoo right here. Oh. Because I have to stay grounded.
You do. That's why you're coping so well. Outwardly,
I guess you could say.
Outwardly it looks that way. Yeah. Show everyone the tattoo you got in Vegas, because Vegas.
So we have, me and my business partner got matching tattoos for Lucas and Barubi, our store, right on our hands. But I'm tatted up, so.
Because what happens in Vegas.
Comes home from Vegas.
Comes home from Vegas on your hand. You've only been over 6 months, but now you've got this health summit, this pet health summit.
Oh my God.
That roster reads like the Bible.
So we have Dr. Karen Becker, we have Dr. Melissa Shelton, we have Dr. Judy Morgan, we have Dr. Gerald Bukoff, Dr. Lori Kozier, and Billy Hookman from Answers Pet Food.
Unreal.
And we have some special guests coming who I don't really want to name, but they're going to be secretly there, because at the end of the whole day, after the summit of everyone's talks, we're going to have a whole panel to be able to ask questions.
Wow,
so we're going to all be sitting up there, and we're going to kind of go down the line. We have, I think, 250 attendees expected to come.
Right.
It's in Montclair, New Jersey, at the Montclair Women's Club. Super fun time.
And it was not expensive. I looked at
I've seen comments saying that it is, but really when you break it down...
At the people who are
and when you break down
summit.
7 hours of education, each hour is what, $30-something? Nothing. Come on.
And everyone that's on this panel, they are at the summit of their own careers.
Yeah.
And they're still growing, and everybody looks to them. Right. Honestly, I did not think it was expensive in the slightest.
Yes.
Because the value is there.
So if you're interested, go on Eventbrite.
Okay.
Bright spelled B-R-I-T-E.
Yep.
And just type in Lucas and Barubi Healthy Pet Summit.
And we'll share the link as well, of course.
Right. It's October 13th of this year. It's a Saturday. We have attendees flying from Germany, from Mexico, South America, Canada. Maybe Rodney.
Maybe. Rodders.
Rodders, I love you. I love your accent, by the way. I'm so jealous. Where are you from originally?
I'm actually from Sheffield in the north of England.
Oh my God. You want to know something funny? I did my Ancestry DNA, and I'm literally British.
I love that.
Can you teach me how to
All you do,
have an accent?
you just pretend you have a plum in your mouth.
A plum?
Yeah. I know you speak that way. Everything's in the front.
Oh, okay.
It's not open. It's all in the front.
I'm not going to embarrass myself.
But you did voiceover work. Come
I did,
on.
not this. I used to teach children how to speak English. And we recorded like hours and hours of audio for English instructional tapes.
Did you really?
Oh my God.
He's done everything,
Crazy.
including getting a tattoo in Vegas. What time did you do that, though?
That was...
Like 3 in the morning?
No, it was decent. It was like 8 o'clock.
Oh,
We had the Honest Kitchen. Shout out to the Honest Kitchen. Lucy, I love you.
Yes, we love that company,
They
too.
had a huge party at the Chateau nightclub on
Nightclub.
the top of the roof, whatever, at the Paris Hotel.
Fantastic.
So much fun.
Yes.
And it was like private, so it was
I like the fact that you made the most of being here. And you're just not going to sleep.
And we have a huge event later today, too. I'm like,
You can sleep when you're dead.
True that.
So what else did you have on the horizon then? I know you've got some things that you can't talk about, but I know you can't talk about just yet because there need to be some announcements and stuff like that. But
I will say this. I want to write a book.
Do it!
On life and the big 28 years that I've been living.
Yeah, my
but
crazy
there's a lot
28
to say,
years
and there's
of
a lot
life. No, I agree.
And I don't know if you know this, but I was adopted.
No,
so
I
I want to
didn't
write
know
about that,
that.
and I want to kind of translate how everything kind
How
of
it all came
winds,
to this moment
exactly.
in Vegas,
Yes.
in this studio.
With you.
Is there anything else you want people to know about your brand new business, you know, that we've not covered? I mean, I know you've got your resources.
Just know that there are good people in this world.
Oh,
Mark and I came together because we recognized the dire need for reconstruction of this industry.
Yes.
And it's a scary, overwhelming, crazy adventure that we're on, but when you take things and you break them apart and you're responsible about decisions and you surround yourself with positive and only positive people,
Yeah. It's the only way you can do it.
dreams come true,
Yeah.
things happen,
Yeah.
and the universe recognizes when good karma is due.
Oh, I think that's so to say that.
No, and again, it's us sticking together to fight the good fight,
Yeah.
to recognize that it's up to us,
It
and
is.
only us. We're the only ones that are going to change this.
That's right. Because big, powerful, money-generating business.
Billions of dollars.
I mean, it's an insane amount of money. I want to say it's now 67 billion, which is
a lot.
a crazy amount of money. So to come in as a kind of a small group, the small tribe, and
Yes.
you know, stick our necks out, and you know, all in the name of pets. It's not an easy thing to do, but it is certainly rewarding.
But it's today.
It's today.
It's the fastest growing segment in the pet food industry and the whole pet industry. I mean, common sense is common sense. It's always been there. It's just a matter of time before the entire world takes a hold of it and recognizes that food and good choices and healthy lifestyle and drinking enough water during the day, everything makes a difference.
It does.
And we see changes happen.
Yeah, we do. And it's really exciting. I think we live in very exciting times.
Hell yeah.
Where, you know, we're not going to start seeing all these cancers anymore in pets. I think we're going to get there.
Right.
And it's, you know, it's due to, like you say, being educated. Let's feed them fresh food. We should do all the same things for ourselves.
And even
too.
if we can't do, I want to note this because it is overwhelming sometimes for people to sometimes do fresh food 100%.
It is.
Throw it in once a day. Throw it in every other day.
Yes.
The more and more fresh food you can do, whether it's raw meat, whether it's vegetables, whatever your choice is, do it.
I've always
because
said
it makes the difference, and you still get all the same benefits.
I said to Mark last night, I said, you know what? I'm all about progress over perfection.
Yes.
Because when people are striving for perfection, sometimes they just give up.
High five.
So just progress, if little bit, will make a big difference.
Yes.
Don't go back to where you live. Just stay here. I want you to stay here in Vegas.
Chain me up.
It's not hard, though, to actually persuade people to stay in Vegas. Like, really
it's a little
isn't.
hot here, bro.
Do you want to sing for us? No. Yeah?
Not after last
Come
night.
on, hum for us.
My voice is deeper than it normally is. I'm not kidding.
I really like it. That sounds great.
So I'll sing for you later on.
All right, because we're going to.
Well, actually, yeah, at the
go to
event,
another
I already know.
party.
Shout out to the two crazy cat ladies, Jay and Adrian. You're probably gonna make me sing later on at the event.
You know it.
I did last year, and it was at their house. It was a little more like
that's right. They did it at
intimate.
the house, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I'm looking forward to that. It's It's a crazy time this week, Super Zoo, but it's a fun time, and I'm just so glad I got to connect with everybody, including yourself.
Thank you.
A big thank you.
Yes, hugging. We're hugging if you can't see us.
Oh, it's a love fest here. Well, thanks everyone. Before we go, tell everyone how they find your stores, you online, your events. Tell everybody where. You can do it right to the camera and tell everybody where.
My name is spelled Gregori. Last name Lucas, Lukas. You can just search that on Facebook. There is a fan page on Facebook with a blue certified check mark where you can follow my kind of like fan base page, where I always post the same stuff I post on my personal page. My personal page is maxed out right now on friends, so I can't add anyone, but you can still follow that page.
That's right.
And you can still see all the same information even if you just follow it. Lucas and Berube, Lukas, Berube, Healthy Pet Markets, right on Facebook. WWDBTV.com.
Yep.
Instagram, Lucas and Berube. You name it, we're there. We're all over online.
All over the place.
It's not hard to find us.
And it's consistently the same across social media. Of course, we're going to share all of their links to make it really easy for you as well. So,
and if you're interested in more about essential oils, animaleo.info, ANIMALEO.info. Contact Dr. Melissa Shelton directly. Super cool company. Sorry, I had to do that.
No, you had to do that. I think it's important.
Yes.
I believe in that too. So who else do we need to give a shout out to while we're at it? But yeah, it's a great group of people that I think we're surrounded by. It really helps each other, and it's just so. I'm just so glad you're in Vegas. I'm like, yes, I'm so excited. So
this was awesome. Thank
so
you
we're gonna do a big wave bye-bye to everybody, and
do a little dance.
Stay tuned. There's a lot more coming from
Bye, guys.
From this guy. Bye.